The next fragrance is that Neep, or as you may know him, AROMATIX, is about to release. And you're going to hear about them before almost anyone else. Hey guys, I'm George, the nice medic gentleman. Welcome back to the channel. Last week, I visited Tones of Beauty London 2026, a perfume event where there were a lot of people, a lot of fellow influencers, and for the first time I was actually able to meet Neep, or AROMATIX, as he's more famous by that name, in person for the first time. We've been creating content pretty much simultaneously for the past couple of years. We've interacted with each other many times over the past few years, but last week I met him in person for the first time. We chatted for a little bit. We didn't spend that much time because it was a pretty busy event for both me and him. But one thing that our meeting led to was the fact that he was actually, he let me test some of his new and upcoming creations. And in fact, he was kind enough to give me samples of all 4 fragrances that he's about to release in the next few months for my private testing. And I also have his permission to actually make a video about them. So in today's video, I'm going to share what I think about the 4 fragrances that he's about to release, I think in about a few months' time. Now, a quick disclaimer. First of all, I'm not exactly sure if those 4 fragrances will be released under the AROMATIX lineup from French Avenue, whether they will be part of a completely new lineup. That's the first disclaimer. I'm not exactly sure about that. And then the second thing is that keep in mind that I'm not exactly sure if these are the final formulations of the 4 fragrances that I'm about to talk. All 4 samples have a date that's stamped on, and that date is 26th of June 2026. So they're pretty new samples, pretty new formulations. Whether though these formulations will end up being exactly the same as with the products, the final product that you will be able to buy in a few months' time, again, I'm not exactly sure. So keep those 2 things in mind. But now let's talk about the scents. There are a total of 4 different fragrances. One of them I find to be more or less feminine. One of them is very heavy on the floral side, and I find it to be more or less unisex, and then 2 of them I find to be masculine. And I'm going to talk about them in the order that I like them, starting with my least favorite and working my way up to the one that made the best impression for me personally. Now, none of the fragrances are bad, but simply, at least the first one that I'm going to talk about, I don't enjoy that much, but there's a reason for that, and I'm going to tell you what that reason is. That particular one is called Obsidian. Now, French Avenue have a fragrance that's already selling under this name, so again, I'm not exactly sure how this will work out with French Avenue if he releases that fragrance under French Avenue, but this is the name of the sample. This fragrance is a fragrance that relies very, very heavily on the note of rose, and that's the main reason why I don't like this one that much, but again, that's down to me and down to my taste for fragrances. It opens up very floral, very heavy on the rose note with a bit of sweetness somewhere in the background, maybe a hint of spiciness as well, and a hint of some other florals, but the rose basically is the main note in this fragrance, and that's the case from opening to the dry down. Even on the dry down, the rose still remains the main player in this one. In the dry down, it becomes a little bit softer. The opening is a little bit more floral, a little bit more on the sharper side. When it comes to the rose, it softens up a little bit on the dry down, becomes a little bit sweeter, maybe a hint soapy as well, and yeah, and basically that's it. It's all about the rose. So if you like rose-based fragrances, probably this will be something that you'll end up enjoying. But personally, for me, this is not, my cup of tea, let's say that. So that's why this is my least favorite one. It seems to have good performance from my testing, but anything with good quality and strong rose note usually has good performance, so that's to be expected. But again, this is all about the rose note, and that's why this is my least favorite one. The next one is called Roza. Now, just a fun fact, in my own language, Roza means rose. So when I first saw, the name of the sample, I thought that this will actually be the rosy fragrance for some reason, but it's not. It's still a floral fragrance, but it's not about the rose in this one. And this is the one that I find to be feminine, but it's actually a very, very nice fragrance. It's an interesting combination of some florals, some flowers, with a bit of muskiness, with a bit of sweetness as well, and quite a strong sort of soapy feel out of it as well. It just smells clean. in an interesting way. It's floral, it's soft, it's delicate, and it's feminine. I personally find it to be smelling feminine, but I find this one to be quite a beautiful scent. You know, it's not overdone, it's not overly heavy on the florals, it's not overly sweet, it doesn't smell like a bar of soap. It has that clean vibe, it has that soapy vibe, but still, you know, everything is done in the sort of the right ratio, so to say, so nothing sticks out. Again, a very, very delicate fragrance that I personally think will smell wonderful on a woman. But it's not one of my favorites simply because, again, I find it feminine. Other than that, this is a very, very nice little fragrance in my opinion. Again, soft, delicate, floral, soapy, clean, a little bit dressed up maybe. I find it to be not too youthful, not too mature. Basically, a very, very safe type of feminine scent for those of you who like, you know, floral-based fragrances, flower-based fragrances. The quality again is good, and the performance also seems to be, I would say, pretty solid. Now let's move on to the next one. If it was not up for the fourth one, this would have been probably my favorite one. It's called Oka, and I don't know what the name means, what the intentions about the name are, but this fragrance is an interesting one. It reminds me quite a lot of Rosasi Hawas, Paco Rabanne's Invictus and Invictus Aqua, without being a clone of those, original scents. It has a bit of the same sweetness, a bit of that watermelon, almost bubblegummy type of sweetness, but this is not as sweet as those original scents. This is a little bit softer. It also doesn't have the aquatic touch, at least to my nose. This is a little bit softer, a little bit less sweet, maybe a little bit more musky, also maybe a hint of florals in this one as well. And it's an interesting combination, an interesting take on that sweet bubblegummy type of scent profile, where you tone down the sweetness a little bit, you ramped up a little bit the muskiness, you add a bit of a floral touch, making the whole scent a little bit more classy maybe, ever so slightly more mature, and just an interesting sort of one take on the sweet bubblegummy watermelon note or theme. And I'm actually enjoying this one a lot. I like Invictus Aqua especially, I like Rosasi Hawas, and this is done in a very similar style, but at the same time it has its unique features as well to make it different than those two original scents. But definitely that's what I get reminded of when I smell Oka. But I really, really like this one. Overall, it's an interesting fragrance. Again, even though it's a slightly more mature take on that scent profile, I still find it to be a little bit more youthful than, let's say, the last one, which is my favorite one and the one that smells the classiest in my opinion. This one, Oka, seems to have also pretty good performance as well from my testing. And the last one is called Memento Mori. Now, I tried this one first on my hand while we met with Nip for the first time, and later on when he gave me the samples I had more time to test it, and this is something that I enjoy a lot. But there's a reason for that, and I'm going to tell you what that reason is. Now, if you are following me at least for a while, you know that my favorite note in perfumery is the lipsticky powdery iris note. And this relies on that note a lot, and that's why I really like it a lot. Now, this is not a clone of the Aroma Intense, probably that's what you're going to think immediately after, you hear about the lipsticky powdery iris note, but it's done in a similar style. But to be honest, this actually reminds me a little bit more of something like Iris Empire from French Avenue, not French Avenue, but Carolina Herrera, or Iris Patchouli from French Avenue, which is a clone of Iris Empire. But it's not exactly the same as those two scents as well. It opens up with a nice, soft and powdery iris note, and a nice amount of chocolatey sweetness. It's like a milky type of chocolatey sweetness. It's very nice, again, delicate, soft, and smells very, very classy, and almost perfectly unisex in my opinion. The more that this dries down, slightly different it gets. I get a hint of booziness with this one, and also on the dry down I also pick up like a touch of tobacco, which is an interesting touch. I'm not exactly sure if it does have tobacco or some other note is making me think of tobacco, not exactly sure, but basically this smells very, very nice, very classy, very mature in a way, very sexy and very dressed up. I think this will end up being a great fragrance for special occasions, and you will definitely enjoy this one if you like Dior Homme Intense, if you like Iris Empire, Dior Homme Original for example. Again, not a clone of any of those, but smells in a similar style, and I absolutely love it. Again, good quality, and the performance on this one seems to be okay, it has good longevity, but it doesn't project that loudly. But a lot of iris lipsticky iris based fragrances don't project that much, and it's the same case with Memento Mori. But out of all 4 samples that I received from Nip, this is the one that I've been enjoying the most. And at the end of the video, again, a quick disclaimer, especially about the way that these fragrances smell. I'm not exactly sure if these are the final formulations. They might change a little bit before they get released to the wider public, but at least from the samples that I was given from Nip, this is what I pick up out of the fragrances, so that's why I told you all these things in today's video. But that's it for today. I hope that you found today's video interesting. If you did, give it a like, and I also hope that you're going to join me in my next video for your dose of some fragrance content. And until then, stay safe and bye bye.